Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys coming by the channel to check the video out. Really appreciate that. And guys, today we're going to be talking about the best color of lures to use in the fall time of the year. So I'm going to sort of give you guys a comprehensive overview of this, because one thing about fall, as far as the lure colors go, they change differently with the different periods during the fall. You sort of have the early fall period, and then the mid fall period, and then the late fall period. And based upon those combinations, as far as like with the water temperature and the sunlight conditions and the sunlight hours, different colors work better at different times of the fall. So I've got about 6 or 7 of my favorites that work really good in the fall time. We're going to go over it in today's video. Also, guys, just a quick reminder, you may have heard me talking about this, but I'd just like to invite everybody to go check out my new page on Tackle Warehouse. It's called Blaukat's Corner. These are what Blaukat's Corner is every single month, guys, I'll identify like some of the top lures that work the best every month of the year, and I'll give you guys some tips and advice on how to fish those lures, and also there'll be a correlating video with it. So I'll put my Tackle Warehouse Blaukat's Corner link in the description of this video if you guys would like to check that out. Really appreciate it. Okay guys, I'm going to turn the camera around here and show you the baits, and we'll talk a little bit about them. So here we go. Guys, here are my favorite lure colors for the fall time of the year, specifically for hard baits. Also, maybe something like jerk bait, something like that. Not so much for the slow baits like the jigs and the worms and stuff like that. We'll do that in a later video. But I really wanted to talk about specifically like crankbait, hard bait, lipless crankbait colors, jerk bait colors that work really good in the fall time of the year. So I'm going to talk about each shade here and talk about when they work best. So first of all, let's talk about the early fall period. Now, these are my 3 favorite right here for the early fall. Now, when I'm talking about early fall, I'm talking about like from about now until say first or second week of October, when the water temperature is still, fairly warm. It hasn't cooled down enough. Now, one thing you're going to find out about in the fall time when the water's warmer, these colors that are a little bit brighter work better. Some type of a flat finish or a metallic finish, something that stands out a little bit more. So this gold right here, these are all Megabass S cranks right here. I'll put that in the link in the description too. But anyway, guys, the gold is a really good color for early fall, like September, like right now, first part of September. I like to fish the gold in some type of off-colored water. Water visibility usually less than 2 feet, and the gold is going to be really good on a cloudy day or early in the morning or in low light conditions. There's just something about it that in the early fall, a gold works really good, especially, guys, if you have any grass. Like if you're throwing this thing over some type of submergent grass or grass edges, the gold is a killer color for that. Also, it's a killer color in any type of brackish water or tannic water, the darker clear tannic water. Okay, now the next one, guys, this is a real good one. This is the old favorite. This is this blackback chartreuse. You can't beat this, guys. This is my favorite color in dirty water. So if I've got water visibility in the early fall, sort of like 12 inches or less, something like that, off-colored water, this is going to be my first choice. This is also a good choice, guys, if you happen to get an early fall day where it's raining or early in the morning. So those days that are rainy and dark, this is a really good color. And this is usually the color I start out with right off the bat in the morning when the light levels are low. Now, this shad pattern here, guys, this is the Megabass Sexy Shad, which is not like a regular Sexy Shad, which I do not like. The Megabass Sexy Shad has a dark back on it, which gives it a completely different look in the water. But some type of a shad pattern with a solid color like a pearl or white is going to be really good. This is going to be a good color in, again, off-colored water on the brighter days. This is going to be better, like I said, on those cloudy days. This would be good on a sunny day if you have off-colored water in the early fall when that water is still warm. Now, as fall goes on and that water temperature starts cooling off a little bit, these are the colors I go to sort of like in mid to late fall when that water temperature, you're starting to have cooler nights, shorter nights, water temperature starting to drop a little bit. These are some of my favorite colors when the water temperatures get in the 50s and 60s. And you can see both of these guys, they're translucent. This is like a translucent shad pattern here. You can see sort of a see-through shad pattern. And this is a chartreuse side blueback that's got a translucent looking chartreuse on it. Or the black could be the same, but the difference is these are not metallic or solid colored lures. They're translucent. They call them the SP finish. And for whatever reason, when that water temperature starts cooling off, the bass in the fall time of the year really like these translucent type lures. I don't use these bright colors like this when it gets cold in the fall, or when it's cooler in the fall. You're going to catch a lot more fish on these translucent colors, even if the water is discolored. And this will also last on into the winter time. So water visibility, like I said, I'll fish these anytime the water visibility is like 12 inches or more. I'll usually go to like the chartreuse, like here, if it is cloudy or early in the morning. And then obviously the shad pattern if it's a little bit brighter, if the water's a little bit cleaner on the side. But I guess the best thing that I can tell you on this, as far as just a real quick rule of thumb, is early fall, go with the bright solid colors or metallic. Later fall, go with the translucent colors like that. Okay guys, that's sort of just a brief overview on fall colors. Now the ones I showed you guys, these are just my favorites. This is what works for me. I've tried to analyze this over decades and decades of fishing different falls, and I get reproducible results with this system here. Everything that I talked about there, when I get into the situation that I just described to you, those are my go-to colors. They don't have to be like in Megabass colors. They can be any you know, whatever brand you use, but that's the different shades and colors that seem to work good based upon the water visibility, you know, sky conditions, sunlight angles, all that type of deal. We'll do some videos maybe a little bit later next week about some slow baits like jigs and spinner baits and chatter baits, maybe some actually what I just talked about works with top waters too, like your walking top waters. But ultimately, this is a starting point, but you just sort of have to let the bass tell you what they want. Best thing about there, guys, is just experiment. You know, if you catch a few fish on one color, try a different color. Maybe they want something better. And fishing, that's what it is. It's about trial and error, experimentation, using your creativity until you find out what the fish are really keying in on. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Talk later.